Okay. Welcome to the Paula's Place podcast. And I'm Paula Baker, living here on the wildly wet west coast of Scotland. It is today, anyway. And this podcast is about bringing more awareness and understanding of attitudinal healing for the people of the United Kingdom. And also a little bit about how the principles of attitudinal healing can be helpful in healing past pains and help when we choose to use them to propel us towards inner freedom. So, Tasha, I have Tasha Abdou with me today. And Tasha, you're calling in from Quebec, Canada, right now. You're a CELIA certified expert facilitator and coach, and a GENOS certified emotional intelligence practitioner. And we first met on a facilitator training, I think, back in back in 2022, I think it was, for attitudinal healing. So it was a facilitator training that we were both involved in, and then again last year too. Tasha, would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're up to now?
Thank you very much, Paula. Thanks for inviting me. I'm really very excited to have this conversation with you. Like you rightly say, my name is Tasha Abdou, and I'm living in Quebec, that's in Canada, particularly in a region, in a town where everything is very calm, very peaceful, and it's called Val-d'Or. I love it so much here, and people are very, very kind. And yes, that's it. I come from Cameroon. That's my country of origin, and I've been here for about 3 years now. And I live with my family here, my children and wife, and that's it. I work here in the hotel industry for now, while of course, working with Solia and developing emotional intelligence with Genos International as a practitioner as well. So this is basically a little bit of myself and who I am. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Welcome, Tasha. It's great to have you. Um, yeah, and more might come out about you as we go through these questions. But Tasha, first, can you explain what attitudinal healing is in your own words? Someone who's new and hasn't heard of attitudinal healing, what would you say to them?
Thank you very much for that question, Paula. In my own word, I would say that attitudinal healing is a path, just like any other path. There are so many paths, but attitudinal healing is one of the paths that you can take when you come to the realization of the fact that it is futile to continue trying to change the effect that appear in your life as a result of a cause that is happening within you. Most of us go through very difficult situations, conditions in life. And most often we try to change that condition, sometimes forcefully, but leaving the cause of that condition intact. And when we recognize that our habit of mind, our attitude of mind, our mindset is what is helping the screenplay, what is making what is appearing on the screen of our life appear that way, we come to the realization that we need to get back to the cause of this condition. And one of the paths that help us go into and fix that cause is attitudinal healing. And it's a choice. I choose to use attitudinal healing and its principle to help develop or mend or handle the cause of what is producing the effect or the conditions of my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that is what I think is a difference, because before, I, as an individual, had a lot of difficulties, and I think many people do. And sometimes we struggle a lot. We attribute our condition to certain lacks. For example, lack of education, lack of parental care, lack of money or resources, or lack of friendship. And then we try to get the money, or we try to get the education, or we try to get the friends. But sooner or later, we realize the situation sometimes do not only remain, but instead aggravate or get
Yeah.
worse. And so we wonder, what is it that is happening that is not helping us be what really want to be? Why is it that before I was wealthy, or because I was financially sufficient, I was feeling that that was a need. And when I get it, I still feel empty. I still find the same condition happening in my life, you know. So that is just an example. It can be anything that we are trying to change in our life, and we find it very difficult to, sustain the change that we are trying to make, the improvement that we are trying to make.
Yeah.
So Attitudinal Healing propose a path that has 12 principles that which, if we adapt and put into practice, might in the end change our mindset towards how we look at ourselves and how we look at the others and the world around us. And to me, that has made a big difference.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, beautiful, Tasha. That yeah, just getting to the root cause and giving us that opportunity for choice, like you said. Yeah, and thank you for that explanation. Yeah. Tasha, how did attitudinal healing come to you in your life? Like, can you take me back to the beginning of your attitudinal healing story?
Thank you for. If I have to take it detailedly, it will take me quite a long time
Yeah.
because
Short version.
I
No.
still remember it vividly. But I want to say, I think in the US, they say when the student is ready, the
Yeah.
teacher will appear. It was during a stage in my life where I was really about to give up because I was faced with issues that I've been struggling with for so long and finding no headway. And I was looking at it like it might be because of where I live. It might be because of where I was born. It might be because of the education that I have. But the main thing at the end was that I felt unloved and I was fearful about the future. And I was always regretting my past, the decisions I made in the past. And so I had these two words, fear and love, you know, they they haunted me. How can I make myself be loved? Because I was beginning to not love myself or calling myself a failure, giving a lot of attributes to why I must fail and why I'm afraid. And so it went to the point where I could no longer bear it. I had a child and a girlfriend. And I think uh, uh, Jerry mentioned that in one of the edition of the book, Love is Letting Go of Fear, which is the book that really set everything off. Uh, my girlfriend, I used to call her my wife, and took away took my daughter home because, she couldn't bear it any longer.
Yeah.
And I felt completely ruined. I was sitting in the house and I decided to just, go to the street and just walk. And I decided to take a path where there are vendors who sell old books in a wheelbarrow. You know what a wheelbarrow is? They use it in
Yes.
construction. So they put
Uh-huh.
these old books in a wheelbarrow, they hawk it along the street. So while passing in one of those hawkers, I noticed a book, a very small old book, on which was written, "Love is letting go of fear."
Wow.
And that caught my attention so tightly. And the question that was passing through my mind was, how can I have these two words in one place?
Yeah.
Fear and love.
Wow.
So just the words, I didn't care what the book wanted to say or whatsoever. I just thought I need to know a little bit more about this because that's what's really haunting me. If I could know just what it is, why it's happening to me, maybe it can help me understand better. So I decided to go back and pick up that book. And I look at it, I realized that book was published in 1975. That's a long way. We're talking about early 2000s.
Mm.
And I said, it's definitely out of, it's no use because it's very, very old book. But however, I'll take it. So I bought the book with the last franc I had, which was 1,000 francs. It's about maybe $2 US.
Mm.
And I took it home. It took me months to even open it. But I noticed that there were 12 principles in it that were trying to direct me towards certain kind of behavior, thinking that can enhance the decisions that I make in my life.
Mm. Mm.
And so I struggled with the book for so long. In the end, I could only really appreciate two of the principles. And the first one was, and I'll read it here, it says,
Yeah.
the essence of our being is love.
Mm.
So I thought to myself, a gold ring and a gold earring, they are two different things, but
Yeah.
they have the same essence. If you melt them, they'll all go back to that essence. That I could understand, and I could try to apply it in my life. If love
Mm.
is my essence and love is every other person's essence, it means at the core, we are the same thing.
Yeah.
Now I started trying to understand this. The other principle that caught my attention was the last one, which was very, very impactful. It says that we can always perceive ourselves and others as either extending love or giving a call for help with love.
Yeah.
So this was so triggering to me
Mm.
in the sense that I realized that the way I'm acting is not in defense of my person, but I'm seeking help from people and they are not reading it. Just like
Mm.
other people are behaving maybe poorly to me, and I think they are attacking me, but they are really seeking my help.
Yeah.
So just these two put me on a different line of thought, on a different path. And I so appreciated it that I decided, and that time in Cameroon is when there was the beginning of internet. So I was able
Yeah.
to, go to the internet and maybe do some search. Uh, the name on the book, the author was Jerry Jampolsky. So I
Mm.
said, if I could just reach out to this person to start expressing my gratitude for having written this book, because It's one of my best books for now, even though I can understand a little bit only these two principles at this moment. So I sent an email. I googled and realized there was an association in the US, and I wrote to the director just to say I read the book and I'm very grateful. It is helping me, and I want to be thankful to Jerry Jampolsky. I don't know if he's even still alive, because if he published this book in 1975, then I have doubt if he might still be alive. So 2 days after I received a reply
Yeah.
from the director, I forget the name, but who says he has forwarded the mail to Jerry and that Jerry is still alive. That was quite exciting. And a few days later, I
Okay.
received an email from Jerry, and that was the beginning of our friendship. And throughout, Jerry Jampolsky with the wife, Diane were my coaches. They helped me to understand all the other principles and helped me to sustain the practice of these principles. It took so many years.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll drop it, sometimes, but I'll come back to it again each time
Yeah.
I let it
Yeah.
go. And
Yeah.
that is how it happened. And they put a lot of effort, and I saw myself growing, I should say, spiritually. I could
Yes.
understand a lot of things. I could now understand what is happening to me, and that most of the problems I had was coming from myself and not from the people I thought they were causing my pain.
Mm. Mm. Yeah.
And that was a light that went up in my mind.
Mm.
And I decided, therefore, to adopt this principle as my path towards being a better person.
Yeah. Wow, Tasha. Wow. Yeah. What a story. And to think that you found that book, in a wheelbarrow being sold by a hawker on the street, but it called to you because those words had come to you before you'd even seen the book, Love and Fear. Yeah, huge. And then to reach out the way you did to Jerry and Diane and have that relationship. Wow. Thank you for sharing that. And that is why I asked you here today. Because, yeah, just your story alone, it's like, yeah, wow. So thank you. Thank you for sharing that, Tasha. Wow. How do you use attitudinal healing in your daily life now? The principles, guidelines, attitudes, and just, yeah, how do you use it in your daily life?
Uh, the first thing I thought was going to be very helpful for me was to see in a strategic way, in a panoramic way, where is where are these principles leading me to? What kind of person am I becoming as a result of these principles if I apply them in my life? And one of such destination was being honest to myself and to others, being authentic, and knowing that separation is an illusion and that we are all at the end one person. Just like I said before, the essence of our being is love. So you can have gold as an essence, and you use the gold to make a car, to make a plate, to make a ring, to make even a hood, bed. When you melt all of this, they go back to the same thing. So they might have different physical structure, but they are of the same essence. So that was the first thing I needed to recognize. And each time I will look at the principles and I'll ask myself, am I being authentic here? Am I speaking the truth, irrespective of the consequence? Uh, am I engaging in something that I can do and I want to do and I choose to do? So that makes decision making for me much easier and faster.
Mm.
Is this something that will make me stand out or show up as authentic, as loving, irrespective of how the other person looks at me, because it is certain that people are not on the same level of understanding our relationship. But granted, they will end up realizing that we are all of the same essence. And as such, I always, on a daily basis, beside choosing a particular principle to focus on for that day, always look out as to how am I showing up with people, uh, not in a way to influence them, but in a way to find peace in myself, that I am doing what is right, irrespective of how they appreciate it. People might look at it differently, but that is okay, because in the end, everybody is fighting the same battle, and they will come to the point where they realize that there is an answer, even if they have been ignoring that answer for maybe the ego's sake. They will
Yes.
come back to it and let go their ego. Said, my ego didn't want me to understand this fact or to practice this kind of attitude. But now I realize I need to do that for my own inner peace. And it's only when I'm peaceful inside that I can really affect any change in my life or in the life of others, and thereby improve my conditions and the way I live.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's how I practice it. So on a daily basis, I look out, which is very common because sometimes we are weak. But the reminder of what we want to be will help us stand up and say, I am not tired. I will keep on this path.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And also, does it bring more understanding, of others? You mentioned before the principle we can perceive ourselves and others as either extending love or fearful and giving a call of help for love. I guess, yeah, when you see someone who's perhaps in a turmoil or, acting out irrationally, does it help you to understand, that who they are on the inside is love, is the same as us?
If I understand well, sometimes it's very difficult
Yeah,
because
yeah,
people might have a different viewpoint. Uh, we, a large majority, including me, grew up in a situation where we have love-hate relationship,
yeah,
which means that when Paula does something that is pleasant to me, I love her.
yeah, yeah,
When she does something that is unpleasant to me, the same Paula who did something good the other day, I hate her.
yeah, yeah. I get
So
that.
we alternate between
Yeah,
these two. I hate you. I love you now. But now
yeah.
I hate you again.
Yes, siblings.
Exactly. So this plays in everyone's life, and you've got to be conscious of that play in order to control it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So you realize that when you genuinely show love to somebody, which can be very simple as calling the person's name, hello, Paolo, how are you today? And really being genuine to know how you are today, not just a greeting.
yeah, yeah,
It might appear to you like a greeting because that's what everybody say. But the difference is the intention that I formulate before using that expression to you. And the feeling I have while saying it makes the difference between just saying it out of sheer routine.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
once you do that, the person will react. And I mean the person within. The person
yeah.
within will react positively
Yes, yes, yeah,
in
yeah,
all conditions. That has been my experience.
yeah, yeah,
And working with people from different walks of life, people from different races,
yeah,
uh, I realized we all respond the same.
Yeah.
That
So
gives me the
true.
certitude that we are of the same essence, irrespective of our color, the color of our skin, the
Yeah.
language we speak, the religion we go to, we believe in. All of that are just side dishes.
Yeah.
But the
Yes.
real thing within is when you respond genuinely for somebody's cry for love, the
Yeah.
person will respond and will really hook up with you, honestly, as
Yes.
well.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally get that. Yeah. Yeah. And you see it sometimes even just in their eyes, you know. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Tasha. What would you say to someone or a workplace or a school, someone who's starting out on their attitudinal healing journey? What would you say to them?
Well, if I get inspired from my own past
Mm,
when I started,
mm,
uh, I had moments of, oh no, this isn't working. Let
yeah.
me go back to the old system. Maybe it will work this time. So generally, once you come to the point where you really want or you really prefer your inner peace, because that is what will now produce the outward condition that you desire. When you genuinely come to that point, you will face a lot of challenges, and these
Mm,
challenges would include the nostalgia of going back to the old way of doing things, because it is
okay.
already kind of a habit.
Yeah.
It's inbuilt,
Yes. Yeah.
which means
Yeah.
you really have to work on it. And working on it is not that difficult per se, but it's just each time it shows off, you remind it that this was a past way of doing it. I now choose a different path, and this is the path. You actually stress what you want instead
Yes.
of allowing the original habit to take precedence, to take control of you.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we
You know,
have years,
so
don't we? Years of you know, years of repetition of some of these habits that we have.
exactly. It just
Yeah.
built in and it works automatically. So
Yeah.
it really needs a lot of patience
Mm.
and a lot of determination. But above all, you need to have chosen independently this path
Yeah. Yeah. So
without the
choice.
influence of another person. It's not because Tasha says it worked for him that
Yeah.
you must choose that if you have other ways of developing this, and there are many.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just how what you choose works for you. And for me, attitudinal healing has been one of the paths that has worked best for me
Yeah.
and helped me develop who I am, and a lot more of understanding my personhood in
Yeah.
relationship to others, and how
Yes.
I can interact with others with love and
Yeah.
harmony. So
Yeah.
that's what I'll say. You need a lot of patience. You need to have decided it yourself, not your
Yeah.
parents deciding it for you. You need to have evaluated maybe other path,
Yeah.
and then once you make your decision, you maybe decide to be consistent in practicing, knowing that it's not a quick fix solution. It's
Mm.
not
Mm.
something you have to believe in. If you look at the attitudinal healing principles, you see that they are all proposals. For
Yes.
example, it says we can let go of the past and of the future, just like we cannot let go.
Yeah.
So you have
Yes.
to choose to let go or not to let go. In either way, it's okay for the universe.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
You know,
And sometimes that can change, can't it? You know, like you might be going quite well with it and then you might have it might be two steps forward, one step back. You know, like you have those, yeah. We're only human, aren't we?
exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I worked with children in Cameroon
Yes.
for in a school, and that was on a program based on attitudinal healing, the power to choose.
Mhm.
And it was so amazing. It transformed the children. And I look at it like younger children have it more easier to
Yes.
practice, to
Yeah.
understand attitudinal healing than when you get older. It takes you a much longer time to
Yeah.
kick off the old habits and replace
That's
it
true.
with new habits, which sometimes you don't agree with because you want to go faster, you know. But
True. I can say one of those.
so working with
Yeah.
children
Mm.
was amazing,
Yeah.
not only because of the unfoldment or the openness that I saw in their heart, but how they transformed me as their coach in
Yeah.
AH. It was
Yeah.
wonderful. And most of those children are still holding on to it and they are very happy with the way they are living their life. It has improved. Most of them are now married and
Wow.
developing their careers, and they are using it in their relationship, in their families. They write to me quite often, sharing uh, how it has influenced them, even though we did it just for a year. So
Yeah.
I think it's a good program for young students, for younger people, be it in school or off school, that can
Yes.
really help them to better understand who they are and
Mm.
who the people in front of them are in relationship to them, and
Yeah.
how to interact with them in a way that harmonize our energy and build a more peaceful community for each and every one of us.
Yeah. Wow. And that's the Power to Choose program, which is available through Attitudinal Healing
Through
International.
Attitudinal Healing,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. 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 Or yourself, you can facilitate that sort of thing too. So,
Yes.
yeah. Yeah. Wow. Um, Tasha, do you have anything else you'd like to share? Yeah, just anything else in general that you'd like to share about attitudinal healing?
Well, yeah, if I have anything to share, it will be, first of all, to be uh, thankful and grateful for having used this path, and especially to Jerry and the AH Foundation for
Mm.
having made this available for us in this age,
Yeah.
and giving us a chance to use it for our own development.
Mm.
I must express my gratitude, even though Jerry is no more, but he lives to always, and
Mm.
Diane is still working very hard, and
Yeah.
I think it is a path that is worth considering by many people if they are facing this issue of love and fear.
Yeah. Mm.
So that's something that is very important for me. And if you extrapolate it towards emotional intelligence, you realize that people might forget what you give them. And this was
Mm.
said, I think, by Maya Angelou, I guess. People might forget what you give them, they might forget what you say, but they will not forget, they will never forget how you make them feel.
Yeah. Yes.
And the way you make people feel is how you reach out to them, how you show up to them.
Yeah.
And if you do that consistently, honestly, on a daily basis, you are like spreading oil on troubled water. You make the community more peaceful. You make your workplace, your family more livable, an environment that's safe for us to exchange, to be who we are, and to share our experience and our ideas that will help us develop ourselves further. That's what I can say, Roland.
Oh, Tasha, what a way to end. Yeah. Thank you. Just absolutely gorgeous. Thank you.
You're
Yeah.
welcome.
So thank you very much for giving up your time to be here today and just to help clarify my understanding too of attitudinal healing. And and hopefully help clarify it for other people too. So thank you, Tasha. Thank you.
Thank you, Paula. Thanks for taking your time to do this. I'm very grateful. And again, thank you very much.
Mm.